So the trailer for the new Venom movie just dropped, and I always need the algorithm to look at me favorably, so I'm gonna react to it. I only saw the first Venom movie and I thought it was okay, nothing like insanely special. It was decent, but then I saw that they were coming out with the second movie and I decided to skip that one because sequels are rarely as good as the first movie, especially when it comes to big franchises. But also, I can't take Woody Harrelson seriously as a villain. Anyway, based on the title and what I can gather so far from the trailer, this is probably the last movie because Venom mentions his home, and I try to stay up to date with comic books and comic book lore and stuff like that as I collect them, but this isn't a comic book channel, so I'll keep it brief. Symbiotes are from a planet called Clintar, and they were made by a guy named Null, who is insanely cool, so I hope they do him justice in this movie if he is the main villain.
Giving you a chance, sweetie. Say when. When?
I do really love fight scenes in these movies though. Like, no matter how bad or awful they are, the fight choreography is always top notch in my opinion. But that's coming from someone who doesn't really watch action movies, so take that with a grain of salt.
What are you? We are.
Okay, that actually made me laugh. Like, superhero movies rarely make me laugh because the humor is like always typically kind of meh, but like, we are Venom! It's pretty funny.
We're gonna need to work on that.
You take me to all the finest places.
I need a time out.
We always knew it was impossible. That we were alone in the universe. And it's our job to make sure that remains a secret.
I think I have to watch like the last movie because obviously Venom isn't the only symbiote at this point, right? Because Woody Harrelson was Carnage. Also, I know it's not the end of the trailer and I'm still hopeful, but it really feels like a waste of potential for them not to have the big bad be Null. Also, their motivations are already quite dodgy in the sense that, like, why would everyone freak out that there's aliens in the world when there's gods that walk among them, or at least superheroes? Like, maybe the Avengers isn't in this mini universe of Venom, sure, but there's at least other superheroes, right? All of the continuity of the movies can get a little bit confusing because like they're all kind of in their own pocket universe, but also due to like copyright and likeness and all this other stuff, they can't really use Spider-Man or other characters, I assume, from the Marvel universe, which doesn't make sense, but whatever. No one wants to get sued. Come on, show them, show, stop pussyfooting, show the big bad. Come on, don't do me. Don't blue ball me like this.
Eddie, the time has come.
Be honest with me. How fast do you think you can get that thing to go without killing it?
Only one way to find out.
They blue balled us. I wonder if that's because they want to make like a fourth movie at some point and this isn't like the final movie. Because just look at how cool this character is. Null is such an interesting and cool character. Plus, like, the story after Null wins is super interesting because, spoiler alert, Eddie Brock becomes essentially like a symbiote god, and all of that's just insanely cool too. So like, there's so much potential for this movie if done right, and like potential movies that they want to do in the future, but the bar is kind of low for me personally because franchises, especially like big budget Hollywood tied to very beloved IP, is probably just going to milk it as much as they possibly can until the cows just bone dry. And it feels like they don't really have as much love for the IP in a lot of instances, like the same kind of love you would see in a lot of comic books and comic book writers who like grew up on these franchises, who study the source material and are just genuinely happy to write the characters or stories that they grew up on. A lot of superhero movies don't really feel like they get a similar love, but I'm hopeful, you know what I mean? Well, as hopeful as I can be about a big budget Hollywood superhero movie that's likely kind of a cash grab. Anyway, thanks for watching.